are a superhero, what would your superpower be?
If I were a superhero, I think it'd be super speed, so I can get to school on time.
Riverdale Avenue Middle School serves grades 6 to 8. Our current enrollment is 118 students, and the majority of our students live in Brownsville. I have 22 students that are classified as STH. That makes approximately 18% of my student population. Absent for today is 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay, all right.
There's a stigma when it comes to students in temporary housing, but we're trying to break that. Sometimes students don't come to school for something as small as not having a clean uniform or not having books or a book bag or a coat. Some of them just don't want to get up because, they don't have food, they don't have clean clothes, they feel isolated when they come to school, or, somebody's talking about them, they're being bullied.
There are challenges around just access to their everyday needs. Some of our students may not necessarily be able to afford things as simple as deodorant or toothpaste. Some of our students face challenges as far as commuting a very long way, depending on where their foster placement is. A lot of our students have to manage or navigate just the social and emotional consistency that they may or may not have and are expected to come to school and learn.
I like cooking. I like being outside. I like art. I like fashion. And I like weird things like I wear fruit earrings, different kinds of earrings. Like when it's Halloween, I wear like Halloween type earrings. Today was a calm outfit, but I still added a little pizzazz in it.
We love Zanaya. Even though she's the same age as these students here, she's like everybody's mother. She's everybody's mother. She's very motherly. Zanaya is 13. She's in the 8th grade. Really sweet. Zanaya is in a shelter with her mom and her sister.
Zanaya is a joy to be around. She's funny, she's goofy. Just everything about her makes me laugh. She knows how to make me happy. That's my girl. I work at the New Jewish Home as a certified nurse's assistant. I love my job. I've been there for 13 years. I came into the shelter 3 years ago. The landlord had a holdover on the unit, which meant that she was taking it for one of her family members or herself. So that made us have to go into the shelter, because where else was I gonna go? It's just me and my girls. It's been stressful. It's been up and down. When you're inside the shelter, you gotta listen to the rules. You have to listen to the curfew. You can't violate curfew too many times because there's repercussions. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to my job. My kids can't be inside the shelter unsupervised because they are not 18. And that means I would have to find a babysitter for them, and it's rough. It's rough. I just need someone that's loving and caring, that wants to be around my girls. That's all I need.
Would our systems be as strong if every school had $1 billion? Probably not, because we would just throw money at the situation. But because the resources are what they are, it shifts our thinking around what's more important and seeing the child at the center.
Now, Isaiah likes to move around a lot. So as long as he's doing something that's moving, he is fine. It's the sitting down. It's the sitting down for him.
Soccer's the first sport I was actually good at. If I don't like soccer, basketball. If I don't like basketball, I go to football. And if I don't like football, I'll probably be a photographer.
And Isaiah is doubled up. He has, with him included, it's 10 children. It's a struggle, but his mom makes it work. She just had triplets, so it's a lot.
I live with my aunt in Brownsville with my kids and my husband. We do what we gotta do, and it gets done. You wake up, you feed babies, you get them dressed, you talk to them, you play with them, you get kids ready for school. This is what I do on a daily basis. And then I go to work. Every day, all over again. I'm not gonna say it's hard for me, no, because like I said, it could be way worse than what it is. He's a very outgoing, spontaneous, sweet, strong, opinionated. He's all of those things and more. That's my guy, that's my boy.
Love soccer. Because soccer, makes me feel like I'm a part of something important, or makes me feel like I'm not the only, I'm not left out. And it also makes me feel happy because I get to play with friends and strategize on what type of plans we could do to maybe even win the game or tie the game up.
If you want to go kick a soccer ball, he can go kick a soccer ball. If you want to go be a firefighter, he can go be a firefighter. If you want to go sew in the back of my basement, he can go sew in the back of my basement. Whatever he chooses to do, he can do. They are put on this earth to be who they are destined to be, and whatever he is going to be, he's going to be great, whatever it is. So I'm going to sit back and just enjoy the ride.
My mom was a single mom. There's 3 of us, and we lived with family members. We lived with friends. We lived with neighbors. We were in a temporary housing situation. I remember vividly the feelings of not having a place to call my own, not having a space to call my own, not being able to find a quiet time for myself.
Some years back, I had a fire in my house, so then I had to take myself and my children to go live in temporary housing. It was really hard. But I had to make a way out of no way. I'm doing whatever I can for these parents because I know, like I said, I know how it is. And I don't want them to feel like the only place that their child can eat is when they come to breakfast or when they come to lunch here. I don't want them to feel like that.
When a child is living below the poverty line, there's this heightened sense of awareness of the outside world. And sitting in a classroom and learning about Magellan may not necessarily mean much if they're wondering about what's for dinner. Attendance and a child's academic success, there's a strong correlation. I have a few families in the past that would have to keep a child home because they need that child to help with translation. There's even been times where our students in temporary housing would stay home from school because it's raining. We got them umbrellas, and they would come to school. I don't want to project this idea that folks are not serious about attending school. My families are. But there are real barriers that some of our privilege might not recognize as a barrier, but they are barriers. Every child should have a right to quality education and quality housing. I think it's important that society treats its most vulnerable population as priority. And that's how you can really define whether or not a society is strong. And these are our children.
My mom is a very strong person. She doesn't let things bring her down. She loves her job. And she's just very funny. She always has a smile on her face.
Yes, it's hard, but I don't think I could tell you why it's hard. If something breaks me down, I gotta build myself back up to make it work. So it's very hard, but I make it work. I make it work.
Nature is just majestic to me. Just the way nature flows and how nature, there's like a lot of colors. Sometimes I dream I could just lay down, put a blanket, and just watch the sky as it moves. Because mostly it gives off a calm feeling, like that cloud right there that's moving. That cloud right there that's moving, it has an expression, a sort of like I'm trying to get somewhere expression, or I'm trying to meet somebody expression. That's most likely me inside of school. I'm always trying to get somewhere, or it's always I'm trying to meet somebody.